In this video, we're gonna look at the new Chromebook Duet 5. This one's got a 13.3-inch OLED display by Samsung. Snapdragon 7C Gen 2 processor, 8 GB of RAM, 128 GB of storage. They're advertising all-day battery with quick charge. And then obviously this is a 2-in-1, similar to last year's model. There's a couple versions available right now. The price on this one was $499, but there's also a cheaper version, about 70 bucks cheaper, with only 4 GB of RAM, 64 GB of storage, but I'll leave a link in the description of the video with current pricing and more information. USB-C 30-watt fast charging brick with this one, USB-C to USB-C charging cable. Then you've got a quick start guide and safety and warranty information. Now the color on this one is called Abyss Blue. Really nice keyboard case with this one. And as you can see, definitely really nice quality here. A little bit different fabric material this time. On the bottom of the keyboard and the back. A really nice blue keyboard here. Probably the first thing you're gonna notice is just how much larger this one is. You've got speakers on each side of the tablet, power button on the left-hand side. You've also got a USB-C port on each side of the tablet, volume buttons there on the top or right-hand side, depending on how you hold this. And you've got super strong magnets with this keyboard. Looks like it has to be charged up. I'm just gonna plug it in for now. First of all, this thing just feels humongous compared to the previous version. I mean, with this Chromebook tablet being so large, I mean, this is really starting to feel like an actual laptop. Screen resolution on here is 1920 by 1080. Even though this feels really large, it's still pretty lightweight, just over 2 pounds. Nice thing is you can connect this to your cell phone and then text right from here instead of switching back and forth. Definitely a nice option to have. I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. Plus, if you're not familiar with Chromebooks, they do give you some tips and tricks here as far as getting started, managing your files, just a lot of helpful information. As far as the lock screen goes, you can set up password, then you've also got PIN or password. Right out of the box, it looks like it's using about 28 GB of the 99 available. If you haven't used Chromebooks for a while, it's still gonna feel pretty familiar with what you're used to. You can tap down here in the corner if you need to do a quick search or open previous apps. Swipe up to access all of your apps. And of course, you can download pretty much whatever Android apps you want from the Google Play Store. I gotta say, the screen on here looks really nice, and you've got really good viewing angles on here as well. Down here in the corner, you're gonna get access to Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, notifications. You've also got screen capture, nearby share, and then you've also got screencast. Speaker output, input, microphone volume, your usual stuff here. You've got sign out, power, lock, settings, and then you got a little arrow to minimize and expand. Interesting thing about a Chromebook tablet like this, there's so many different ways that you can navigate or just do things on here, such as close apps, switch between them. You've got the touchpad, shortcuts on the keyboard. You can also just touch the screen. Decent overall screen brightness on here. You've also got escape, your back button, refresh, screen capture. Not only that, you've got really nice wrist support here on the keyboard. This feels pretty much like a regular laptop, Chromebook. Nice travel on the keys as well. So far, I really like what I'm seeing here. Everything feels nice and solid. Let's do a quick sound test just so you get an idea of what the speakers sound like. You'll notice it's got really slim bezels on each side and even on the top and bottom. And the trackpad seems nice and responsive as well. If you just click with 2 fingers, you'll have the option of auto hide shelf, shelf position, and then set wallpaper. Nice thing is you can play games on Stadia. You can also download the Xbox Game Pass to play even a larger library of games. Now, when I tested out Asphalt 9 from the Play Store, it played nice and smooth. I did have an issue trying to use my Xbox controller, which I thought was a little odd. Hopefully I can figure that out later. But for some reason when playing PUBG Mobile, I noticed there were some glitches with the graphics, and it had like little pink blotches on the ground in front of me as I was moving around, which to be honest, I've never seen that before on any other device. So yeah, that's probably not a good sign. I mean, it's still playable and doesn't seem to hurt the gameplay too much. It's just something that definitely feels a little bit off. Geekbench scores were a little bit more powerful than say a Galaxy Tab A7, so don't expect high-end performance with this Chromebook, but it should be good enough for most day-to-day tasks. Downside to having a screen this large is when using it as a tablet, it can be somewhat hard to handle, especially when playing some games where you're going to be using the touchscreen. Even though it did feel like it was almost too big for using it that way, good thing is the touchscreen was nice and responsive. Overall, I'm really liking the large widescreen size on this for consuming media like watching YouTube, Netflix, Disney Plus. Everything looks nice and crisp, and this feels huge compared to the previous 10.1 inch Chromebook Duet. Functionality wise, seems to be nice quality as well. Personally, I might use a mouse with this more often than the trackpad, but obviously that's going to be personal preference. I really like the larger keyboard on here as well, and it just makes the Chromebook feel a lot more stable, especially if you're going to be using this in your lap, typing and just browsing online, doing whatever. One problem with the smaller Chromebook Duet that came out last year was unfortunately the battery life wasn't that good. Good news is after doing the battery test on this one, I'm glad to see that it lasted over 11 hours, and that's with heavy use. Just imagine how good it would be with light to average use, and the screen brightness at only halfway. I mean, this is right up there with the top of pretty much all the tablets that I've tested on my channel. Performance-wise, I feel this Chromebook is pretty good for what it is. In the photo app, you've got video, photo, square, and then scan, which you can switch between document and QR code. Definitely not going to be the fastest shutter speed here. Now for video, on the front facing camera you get up to 1944p, and then a little bit higher on the back it goes up to 2448p resolution. You can also change it from 4:3 aspect ratio to 16:9, but the megapixels drop from 8 megapixels down to 0.9, so I definitely wouldn't recommend that. Same thing on the front camera, it goes from 5 megapixel down to 0.5 down to 0.9 megapixels if you change it from 4:3 aspect ratio to 16:9. I'll go ahead and show you some samples of photos and video just to give you an idea of what to expect. Unfortunately, they don't include a pin with this one, but there's several aftermarket ones available. I've got another pin by Lenovo that doesn't work with this one, and it gets kind of confusing on their website on which pin works with this. I went ahead and ordered a different one, which should be coming soon. It'll definitely be in the next video, or if I do a comparison, I'll try to get it in there. So while this Chromebook tablet is definitely not perfect, it's got great battery life, nice large OLED screen, which is great for watching movies, videos, browsing online. Text looks nice and crisp, and it feels like it does just about everything better than this smaller Chromebook Duet that came out last year. In my opinion, I think a lot of people are really gonna like this new Chromebook Duet 5 from Lenovo, and those that don't, well, they're probably gonna think it's just too big. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.